6:30. And I'm going to call to order the town board meeting Wednesday, August 17, 2022 at 6:30. And we're going to lead off with Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just wait, roll call for a little bit here until everybody gets signed in. Beautiful day today, huh? Gorgeous. Close to a 10. Okay, I'm going to do a roll call. Supervisor Chris Momarts. Here. Supervisor Molly Schneider is excused. Supervisor Judy Rosinski. Here. Supervisor Dan West. Here. Chairman Don Malik here. Move on to approval of minutes. As far as I know, we have A, March 16, 2022, and G, July 20th, 2022. These are town board minutes. Are there any additions or corrections? If there isn't, I would like to do both those dates together. Is there any additions or corrections?
No, I just wasn't here on the 23rd on board, so I'm not staying or voting on that.
Which one?
On the first one, on March 16th.
March 16th, and then we'll do them
16th,
separately.
yeah.
All right, March 16th, 2022, is there any additions or corrections? If not, I need a motion for approval.
Make a motion to approve March 16, 2022 minutes.
Okay, motion by Dan West, need a second? Second by Chris Momarts. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And you're abstaining. Jude Wazinski is abstaining. And we'll take on town board meeting July 20th, 2022. That would be 3G. Are there any additions or corrections? If not, then I need a motion for approval.
I go to approve the July 20th town board minutes.
Motion by Judy Rosinski, I need a second.
I'll second.
Seconded by Dan West. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, public comment. Please be advised per section 19.84 sub 2 Wisconsin statute, information will be received from the public. This public comment session shall last no longer than 15 minutes, and individual presentations will be limited to town business only. And there will be limited to 3 minutes per speaker, with extension per the chief's presiding officer's discretion. Be further advised that no action will be taken under public comments. So from there, is there any public comment?
Well, a bunch of us signed up, and I guess I'll start here. Okay. Frank Sauter, I live at N1405 Highway 106, Palmyra, Wisconsin. The reason I'm here is in regards to the possible contracting through the Kettle Moraine Fire District Board with the town of Palmyra. Got a little statement here. Several town of Palmyra
Now,
residents have,
is that actually on our agenda?
well, there's something on the agenda. It says Cal Marine Fire District.
I would have said you,
Since
since
it's,
he's not in
so,
that area.
since it's listed as the Kettle Moraine Fire District, even though it's not listed exactly that way, go ahead.
Okay, roll it down. Start over. Several town of Palmyra residents have attended the Kettle Marine Fire District board meetings in order to gain more information about the talks concerning a possible contract with the town of Palmyra. The Kettle Marine Fire District Board has been very transparent with us. The town of Palmyra Fire EMS Committee has not. Some concerns we hear from the KMFD board about taking on a contract with the town of Palmyra involves staffing issues, budget concerns, conflicting information coming from the town of Palmyra Fire and EMS Committee. We also heard the following recommendation from two of the Kettle Moraine Fire District board members at one of the meetings, that it is too soon to take on another municipality, and they recommend that the town of Palmyra sign a contract with the village of Palmyra for now and revisit the conversation if necessary in 2 or 3 years when your fire district has had more time to work out any administrative or organizational details. As a town of Palmyra resident, I strongly support the town of Palmyra signing the current proposed 3-year contract with the village of Palmyra now and revisit services with Kettle Moraine if necessary at a later date. That's basically a statement, and I've been following the meetings and going to the town board meetings, and it's just conflicting what we hear over there, and then we come, to your board, and again, you're very transparent. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Any other public comment?
Excuse me?
You need more practice on that. Yeah, that's fine. No practice. Jackie Lewis, state name and address, please.
There's somebody else here too.
Go ahead, I didn't
Is
see
this
you.
the time that we will discuss the ATVs?
We need to hear you.
I'm sorry. Is this the time that we would discuss the ATVs? Or is that later on?
Sure, you could.
I can? Okay.
It's on the agenda. so,
Okay, good. I
take
brought a
your
document with me for you.
Name and address,
My
please.
first name is Stephanie. My last name is Schultz. We live at S93 W35491 Bennington Drive. Thank you.
So keep in mind, it's 3 minutes.
Okay, real quick. We came this evening to respectfully, strongly oppose the proposed Town of Eagle ATV ordinance. To make sure that we were really well informed, we researched the Wisconsin ATV Route Guide and suggested handout that's put out by the DNR, use for towns and municipalities while they're developing their local ordinances. Additionally, we read the current guidelines that are in place for the Wisconsin DNR and the Wisconsin statistics on ATVs. First, I'd like to say that there's no license requirement for the DNR or current Wisconsin, there's no license requirement to drive an ATV. Only a basic online course is required to complete an ATV safety certificate, and it takes only 4 to 6 hours to complete. There is no insurance requirement for an ATV, preventing a large liability for any accidents that might happen. Sorry. So good. The ATVs are governed by the DNR, not the DMV. Registration for an ATV is only a small fee, and they do not contribute toward any maintenance to any of our roads in the town. Registration stickers are provided by the DNR. They're small and not often easy to see, so if an accident occurs, it's difficult to get a license or any identification off of that ATV. Drinking and driving is not treated the same for automobiles and as ATVs. You're allowed to carry open alcohol on an ATV. Penalties for DWI are much less and much less severe. Offenses do not go on your driving record. They're only a violation of the state recreation laws, not traffic laws, and the fines are greatly reduced. The safety concerns as it relates to ATVs do not have standard side mirrors. They don't have brake lights. Oftentimes, there are no speedometers and no turn signals. Obviously, no speedometers means that they can't regulate the speed with which they are going. A significant percentage of ATVs currently ride on the roads in Wisconsin, but 60% of all ATV-related deaths happen on the roads. That's a pretty sobering statistic. ATVs have deep threads which are designed to grab surfaces and not release. Cars and trucks have tires that are designed to continually grip and release. This makes ATVs unpredictable in their performance on all public roadways. ATVs require a much wider turning radius, often have a higher center of gravity, and a narrow wheelbase. All of these fake factors make a loss of ATV control and rollovers on our roads as an ever-present danger to all of us. Additional considerations as you consider this, I'd like for you to think about who's responsible for the state-required signage, as you may put in place an ordinance, which I read about in the document from the DNR, and also who's going to provide any kind of oversight of ordinance violations. Where we live today, we have a problem already with ATVs in our cul-de-sac. They drive like maniacs past our house and down our street. They have no regard for any of the current laws that are in place, and they're incredibly dangerous. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, any other public comment? No, Jackie? State your name and address.
Jackie Lewis, South 90 West 34240 County Road NN. And thanks, Don, for making sure the agenda includes the updates on the audit and the search for the deputy clerk treasurer. Since the audit report was promised for 2 days after the July town board meeting, I presume you've received it some time ago by now. If not, the obvious question is why not? If it has been received, has it been reviewed with the entire board and the clerk treasurer? If not, again, what are your plans to do so? What are your plans to review the audit report with the town citizens? And what actions have you taken and plan to take on the recommendations of the auditors? I look forward to your report on both matters. Thank you.
Thanks, Jack. Any other public comment? State your name and address, please.
David Berg, South 108, West 38989, Highway 67. I'm here to speak about, well, I know you don't have to answer a question, but can I ask why the Palmyra issue is not on the agenda specifically?
What's that?
Can I ask why the Palmyra issue is not on the agenda specifically? When it was on the village board, and I feel like it's a pretty heavy hitting item, and can I ask why it's not on the agenda? I know you're not obligated to answer me, but can I ask
Lack
that?
of preparation, and most of that was in closed session, and what you're gonna say about closed session, nothing.
Okay. Is it going to be on a future agenda, or?
We sure hope. It will. It will.
Okay. I'm just here to speak on, as a member of this district and as a taxpayer, I strongly urge you not to support it. As a member of this district, we are struggling. We're struggling with manpower, we're struggling with our budget, and we're barely treading water and you're tossing us a handle. This is something that we do not need right now. We have a member of Palmyra that doesn't want it. We've already heard from our village board that they don't support it. I'd venture anybody to give me a positive aspect. As a taxpayer, I see it just placing an additional burden on our tax money, our money going out of the village and not supporting my family, and decreasing the service for fire EMS to my family. Thank you for your time.
Yes, thank you. Any other public comment? Last call for public comment. We're going to move on to the revived clerks / treasurer's report, discussion action. Marcia?
Okay, accounts, starting with the accounts receivable report, 1 to 30 days, $1,940, 31 to 60 days, $2.20, 61 to 90 days, $506.50, nothing, 91 to 120, 121 to 150, $6,530.31, 151 to 180, 301.96, and over 180, $1,237.37. Last month, and that over 180, that a question came up about the Eagle Fire Department, that's 60181. Janine, the admin, of the fire department, Cal Marine Fire Department, and I are digging into that. The records on this end show that it was January WRS reporting, and from what I understand, it was dissolved on December 31st. So quite possibly it's an error, but we just want to do a little more digging on it.
That would have been, it would have been for the payroll ending, because we had one payroll date in January, so that would have been
Oh,
for,
okay.
it was December 31st payroll ending, but it was paid in January.
Okay,
So that 601 would have been for that
Okay.
payroll in January,
okay,
for Eagle Fire, that was the last
Okay.
one. What we have to look into, and Jeannie, I know Jeannine's been digging through, we thought that was paid,
okay.
earlier in the year.
Yeah, she mentioned some
so-
computer problems too.
Yeah, but that's what that was
And I understand
specifically.
that.
Yep.
Okay, well, good to know.
Thank you, Chief. And the bulk of that, you can see that the Eagle Municipal Building, $7,270.60. Hopefully it'll be resolved tonight, with signing the municipal building agreement. Okay, and we see a budget report.
So this is where I talk about the performance, the percentages.
Yeah, I mean, I basically have it if you want.
Oh,
It's
no, I can do it.
like 3 of 8.
Okay, so for our total income under the budget performance, we're at 72.59% of our income.
7 of 8.
Thank you. And then for our expenses, 50.75% of the budget.
Anybody have any questions on the budget report? Trying to turn this.
Understand?
Yes.
Or page two, I'm sorry. So that is
What
gonna,
page? What page?
page two,
Uh-huh.
more than halfway down, the restricted ARPA funds, that is our total that we're gonna get now, the 376,669. Is that what we have to move into the 187 that we have on
What page? I'm sorry.
page two? The ARPA funds, that's,
Why
because we
is
had
it
gotten
not-
it, we were just,
Why is it not jumping out?
Pardon?
Why is it not jumping out?
if you go to page two, you got total liabilities, then you got equity,
34800.
and it's 34,800. Restricted ARPA funds.
Oh, on the balance sheet, okay, sorry, I'm looking at the
Oh,
wrong
are you
report.
on the- yeah, I know, okay.
Okay. Yes, that is the total balance plus interest. The amount that we received in June was $189,711.76.
So that'll end up on our treasurer's report then.
It will. I just got my signing privileges at the bank yesterday.
Okay.
So now that that's happened, I will make
Transfer
the,
it.
legitimate transfers. I didn't want to do that without having the signing
No, that's,
rights.
So is it in your checking account?
Currently, it's in the checking account, yes.
Or I would say it's probably in savings. We only
It-
have
it-
87,000 in checking, so it's probably,
Well,
it's in the 496.
It's all in the numbers. So yeah, our checking account balance is, that's where it landed, and it is
Okay.
below that amount. What I would do, typically I would transfer funds from the money market into that LGIP, that investment pool.
Right.
We are receiving the county settlement on
I was gonna
Friday
say.
in the amount of $227, or $227,515.21. So I think on Friday, just to simplify
Just,
things, is when I'm gonna make that transfer.
That's when we're gonna get our taxes.
The,
County.
yep, the
That was
settlement,
gonna
walk
that
us
was gonna be my next question, when we get our taxes from them.
Yeah,
Okay,
but we're on that next slide.
perfect.
Anybody have anything else? If not, then we'll move to the budget report. Judy, you have anything? Okay, thank you. Now we got treasurer's report in front of us.
It just reflects all our balances, and then I believe we just compare that to the balance sheet to. Sure, I don't actually need.
Mm,
It's kind of interesting, because
Okay.
this here is on page 1.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
and
why it's kinda
that's
like
how I
you're
make the
going-
comparison, to make
Yeah.
sure that it's reconciled correctly. So the total funds in that investment pool between the ARPA and, or last year's ARPA and
Right.
the general fund and those road funds is $283,718.05. And then the Citizen Bank, between all our accounts there, $874,452.55.
Which gives a total in all banks.
Total in all banks, $1,158,170.60.
Any questions on the treasurer's report? If not, I need a motion for approval.
I'll make a motion to approve.
A motion by Judy Roszinski, need a second? Second by Dan West, is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, now we have audit status and update. As per answers to Jackie's public comment, and did everybody read this?
Everybody should have received it.
Okay. Okay. Jackie, just to give you some answers, the finalization of the audit wasn't 2 days after last month's board meeting. was supposed to have been Friday, the 29th, July 29th, is when they were supposed to have gotten it. And which we did not receive it. That was a Friday. I recalled on Monday, I called our audit firm, and they, according to them, they've been swamped. I guess Patty had some health issues, and so she apologized. So we did receive it on August 4th, and then the board received it, I think twice, basically on August 8th and August 9th. And I wanted them to get their hands on it as soon as they could, because I needed help with it. It's pretty involved. And there's a cover letter that we received on Thursday, the August 4th, from our audit company. And there's a whole list of things that we need to accomplish. I wish we would have received some of these things earlier. We could probably have been working on them. But I'll just read this letter from Patty from our Sitzberger audit company. I'll be sending over a draft of 2021 financial statements later today. There will be a few items that will be needed to be finished up on prior to completing the 2021 audit, which I will further detail in an email along with the draft financial statements. Part of our audit procedures involves determining if there were any subsequent events that would require either recording or disclosure in the 2021 financial statements. As part of those procedures, we read through minutes of the board subsequent to the year end. At the present time, minutes from the following meetings are not posted on the town website. March 16th, 2022, March 23rd, April 20th, May 9th, May 10th, May 12th, May 18th, and May 19th, 2022, and May 23rd. Can you please provide me with these or post them on your website, those minutes? Because we were lack of personnel to do the minutes, we still have in recordings. And with Molly Schneider being out, she was doing the recording, so we got a little bit of issue there. So if anybody is able to maybe help us with getting those minutes. Hi, Jackie. Maybe I would be willing to take on your expertise. In any case, continue the letter. Also, please respond to the following questions. Since January 1, 2022, have there been any major purchases, such as capital purchases greater than $5,000? We should be able to figure that one out. Have there been any new loans or debt agreements other than the $192,500 loan that was taken out in February? I don't believe so. Right? Has there been any threatened or pending litigation? Which we can answer that one. If either of you could respond, that would be great. So I'm looking for any kind of help. That's why this stuff was passed on to everybody. And so, does any of the board members have any input on any of this?
Did you receive my letter that I wrote? That was pretty much my input. I think that we definitely, from what I read, got off of the audit report, we definitely have to clean up our act, basically. We have to make sure that we're more detailed and that we have all our T's crossed, and there, we need receipts attached to our bills that weren't on there to begin with, and we just have to be more accountable. We have to have a good filing system, and right now as it sits, Mercy is doing a wonderful job, but unfortunately, you know, our files are a mess. So it's gonna take some time, but it's not impossible, and I think that if we listen to what the auditors have to say and we follow it, we should be okay.
Okay. Now, on some of those minutes, some of those were closed sessions, weren't they?
Yeah.
Correct. I corresponded with Molly a little bit this afternoon yet, and she was gonna take a look at her notes, because some of those, she thought were so cramped together because they were just boom, 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 they were happening like 3 nights in a row. But she was gonna review her notes and let me know which ones, and I'll just chip away at the rest. The sooner the better, because the audit we received is actually just a draft. And then, once we answer all these questions and get them posted, then we can.
And we release it, then we can have the auditor
Right,
do a
right.
presentation.
And then they did include a list of GL entries, which is common for an audit. And, you know, once, I mean, I wouldn't want to do those GL entries until the rest of this is done, or those questions are
Mhm.
answered.
Okay, no, I agree, so that's where we are as of now. Anything else?
I agree with the minutes. I mean, those minutes, like she said, they were really short. I mean, we did a lot of closed session part, and so she probably has them. She just has been preoccupied, unfortunately, so I'm sure she can come up with those, but, the minutes in March and stuff, those,
And one of those was just approved tonight, so I'll get
Yeah.
that posted to the website.
Well, the two that we approved.
Well, one isn't on their request
Yeah.
list, but we're getting there.
Okay, well, just work hard at it, so. Okay, so. All right, we'll move on to claims, Recreation Department payment of claims as presented. The final claims July 21st through August 17th, 2022 for Eagle Recreation Department. If there's no questions, I need a motion for approval.
Are we talking account claims?
No,
We talked,
it'd be A, Recreation Department, payment of claims as presented,
I'll,
July 21st through August 17th.
I'll make a motion to approve the claims
Okay,
from the Eagle Rec Department, July 21st through August 17th.
okay, we got motion by Julie Rosinsky, we need a second. Second by Dan West. Any other discussion? Not all in favor of the motion? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Now we'll go on to final claims, B, July 20th through August 17th, 2022. Any questions?
Who are the first 3 payments for? The 2 that are like almost a cent off, and then the 923. Who are those checks for?
It's payroll, I believe.
Those are, remember they combined them together, I think. A few,
I know, because we're sitting down here, I'm trying to figure out who it is. Or at least if I can come in and
It's
say,
it's whoever has
Yeah,
direct
if you-
deposit.
I understand that, but it's still, we've been having this issue, we're trying to figure out who these are, because it just looks like they're ghost people. And then underneath, we got,
we got Lake Patrol, for sure, is in there.
you know, because underneath we had all those zeros then. We've always been trying to clean up the, I think those are it. I'm just trying to, I'll tell you one thing, I can't find mine. That's, I'm a zero and you're a zero, Judy.
Yeah, we're all zeros.
But where's our,
Mercy's also a zero,
Yeah, I'm a
because
zero.
it's all in up there. It just would be nicer if we knew exactly whose were whose.
yeah, that, and I think that's where we're gonna get in trouble with this audit, is that just doesn't make,
We can't just go with
we've been saying this for,
a pool.
right. We need to somehow, there's gotta be some. way
Well,
we can-
actually, now that it says liability check. So it's not a paycheck. So I'm thinking that is probably, the first ones are the 8-2 federal, 8-16 federal.
Because I thought that would be the treasurer and the treasurer down where it says liability, you got United States Treasury, United States Treasury, and WRS.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's, so we can see where I'm kind of lost. Or if I can
Oh,
just,
wait a minute, okay.
I mean,
Okay, so
I'll
that's
be
the
fine
trust
if I can
fund.
just, I'll come in later on and get something.
Yeah, it'd be
figure
nice
out
if I
what that
could
is, if we can.
stretch that memo area out a little more.
I think that the 923 is probably,
That should not be done like that, though.
no, it
And
shouldn't
and
be,
that's-
but it is.
Now that you mention it, I would probably put ours, and that's an audit issue. You can't do
Yes.
stuff like that.
It is gonna become a big issue.
It's like Deb Lazius, I think she might be the 240. If you get Deb Lazius, the 240.
Yes, and we're the other two, but.
And I
then-
bet you Rich and Marcia are those two. And then you and me, that would be it right there.
We'll have to put it in, because it's direct deposit, and it's not a check, so it's not in the
Yeah.
check.
And we were saying too, there should be some separation, or you can't
But
just.
even on the direct deposit, if we had, you know, we have some clarification, I don't know, because I don't know. That's why I said that I really think as a part of the audit, we should look at another accounting system, but.
Well, they did say a year ago, I was told you could do that, and it never got done. Because that's what we were trying to do, is expand this out, and then, you know,
Have a definition, that would.
That- that's gonna be, I'm sure that's an audit issue right there, is you can't just have a bunch of us at zero, and then, anyway, that's been my concern for a while.
We'll have to figure out a code as such.
So,
Well,
and then obviously we have all the election people on here, correct?
that's the last page.
Yeah.
No, it's.
Starting with, starts with Diana Brown, check number 39447, and goes all the way through 39464.
Okay. Actually, Eric Schmidt's right there. Eric Schmidt's on there, too. So. Okay, I'll make an approval for final claims with the stipulation about just working with you on the verification on those
Yeah,
top numbers.
yeah, some of the things with QuickBooks are so automatic that it
Exactly.
doesn't really give you the choice to
Which is
put
why-
those memos.
Which is why we're looking at the problems.
Okay.
I'll
So-
second it.
We got a motion by Chris Moore, seconded by Judy Wazinski. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. So then you could also work out some kind of code, you know, how we can.
I've been arguing that for a year. It's very frustrating. So, yep.
All right, reports, discussion and possible action regarding the following. Waukesha County Sheriff's Report. Officer,
I don't have anything new to report.
you want his card?
Deputy Powell, Mike Powell, P-O-W-E-L-L.
Name?
Deputy Michael Powell, Powell.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate your presence.
You're welcome.
Does anybody on the board have anything for the officer? Does anybody in our audience have anything for our officer?
Any questions, concerns, wants?
I know I sound like a broken record every meeting, but openly in the public, that we want to thank the Washoe County Sheriff's Department for everything they do for us and help us on our calls.
And vice versa for the fire department, they do an outstanding job at our public scenes and accidents.
Okay, well, it's, having no report is probably a good report.
Most of this stuff is happening up in Lad Lake area, so it's good. It's away from Eagle, so.
Well, this month anyways.
Yes.
So,
Knock on wood.
yeah, knock on wood, but appreciate all your services and your attendance, so. Anybody has anything else? We'll move on. Okay, Alice Baker, Library Report. Ally? Good evening.
Hi, the library board had their meeting on Monday, August 8th. As of July 31st, we're at 73% revenue, 46% expenses. The library board approved a revised and reviewed collection development policy. They approved the standard certification letter that had to be back to Bridges by August 31st. It's already been submitted. In September, we'll be doing SWOT analysis again, strengths, weaknesses, opportunity, threat. The board will be doing that as part of our strategic plan. Board orientation will be improved. That was one of the requirements of the county, of the Bridges Library System. That was something that we have to work on. We'll also have a new circulation policy within the next 6 months. The garden kaleidoscope was installed on the 9th on the Eagle Nature Trail. It's on the school side of the Eagle Nature Trail if you park in the school parking lot. The new garden kaleidoscope sculpture is between the parking lot at the school and the amphitheater. And the bowl can turn, and there's 2 different kaleidoscopes you can look through, and like kaleidoscope, and you can change what you see. There's flowers in the bowl. So, if you could, everything is in bloom on the nature trail, and there's a lot of monarchs now. The Alice Baker Library Eagle Nature Trail photo contest runs until August 31st. The reception will be September 30th from 5:30 to 6:30 in this building. If you'd like to see the photos or talk to people about the cameras or, meet them, that would be the time to see the winning photos. And I would like to respectfully ask that you take action to appoint Paula Simons to the library board. The library board is recommending her to fill the town of Eagle resident position that is, needs to be filled through December. And then she could run, would be able to hold a 3-year term after December.
Anybody have any questions for Ally in regards to this appointment? And I need a motion for approval.
I'll make a motion to appoint, for approval of Paula Simon to the library board.
We got a motion by Dan Westman and a second.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Judy Rosinski. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Anything else, Ally?
You can check the website if you'd like to see. There's programming for children, teens, and adults. So,
Dan, do you have anything?
Our program, no, she just, you check the website, she's got a whole list of upcoming programs.
Cool.
and we'll be at 3 open houses. We'll be on the 25th at Rolling Hills, Eagleville, and Eagle Elementary. So we participate in all the open houses, and we had a really good time at the police picnic.
Super.
We had a table, and we enjoyed telling people about our upcoming programs, and it gave them library card applications. It was very nice.
Thank you. Great job. All right, Eagle Municipal Building Report. I don't have any, but somebody else has something.